Hey, seventh grade. So far in our presentation, we've completed 5 slides. We've talked about our title and our name. We've talked about heredity and genetics. We've talked about Gregor Mendel a little bit. We've talked about dominant and recessive traits. And we've talked about phenotypes and genotypes. And if you've been following along, you should have cited all your evidence and you should have cited each picture. So today what we're going to work on is homozygous and heterozygous genotypes. And I typed that into a search engine and I found this sciencing.com article. So coming down, I went ahead and found homozygous and heterozygous genotype paragraph. And looking at humans possess 2 copies of each chromosome. They also have 2 copies of each gene and locus on those chromosomes. And each of these trait-encoded genes or loci is called an allele. If the alleles match, the person is homozygous for the trait. And if the alleles are different, the person is heterozygous for the trait. So I'm going to break up this whole paragraph. I'm going to highlight it all. I'm going to copy it. I'm going to add a new layout. I want 2 columns because one column will be for heterozygous and the other column will be for homozygous. And I'm going to click on these and move them down a little bit so they don't overlap on my title. So pasting this down, it looks like the first one they're talking about is homozygous. So I'm going to type this in. Homozygous genotypes. And I'm going to put my parentheses, shift. This is my 5th website that I've used so far, so I'll put a 5, parentheses, and a colon. And then since humans possess 2 copies of each chromosome, it's homozygous for that trait. This one's talking about heterozygous for the trait. So I'm going to cut this out, Control X, and I'm going to paste it onto the side. I'm going to go ahead and move my box down so it's the same sort of level as the other ones. And I'm going to type in heterozygous. And then again, I got it from the same website. So I'm going to do Shift 9, a 5, Shift 0, and put my colon in there. Now I want this information over here too. So I'm going to Control C. I'm going to Control V. And I'm going to add continuation dots because this part of the quote is where these dots are supposed to go. Make sure that you use quotation marks if you copied and pasted because these aren't your words. And if you don't put the quotation mark on there, it means that you did use it. All right, the next thing that I need to do is I want to make sure that people see a really important part of this paragraph, and that's this part right here, this last part. So something that you might want to try is highlighting the parts that are something that you really think are the most important part. And then that way people can really see that information clearly. Now, before I add any pictures, I need to make sure that I cite this in my works cited section. I'm going back to my website. I'm going to click on the web address and I'm going to add it to my works cited slide with the number 5 so that it matches the number 5 in my slide. Now, let's quickly go back to the search engine and I want to find an image for my slide, something that people can see clearly. I really like this one because it has the vocabulary words homozygous and heterozygous in there. So I'm going to copy this image. I'm going to paste it in. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to go to the website and copy this and also paste it in. And I'll show you my finished slide in Google Classroom. Hope this helps, guys. Can't